What if the moment that changes everything in old age doesn't come from medicine, money, or family, but from a stranger knocking on the door when you least expect it? Most people over 60 believe that by this stage of life, outcomes are already set. Health is declining, social circles are shrinking. Kindness is something you remember, not something that saves you. But on one freezing night, that belief quietly collapses, and the truth doesn't reveal itself until days later. The mystery begins with what people miss about aging and connection. Early clues are everywhere: rising loneliness rates, increasing homelessness among seniors, and a silent belief that older adults are invisible. Yet something crucial is missing from that picture. The science hints at it, the stories confirm it, and the consequences unfold through time, one decision leading to another. To understand how one night could change several lives forever, you have to go back decades long before the cold set in. The origins of the issue begin in early adulthood. In the United States, patterns of isolation often start young. Work replaces community. Mobility replaces roots. According to long-term data from the Harvard Study of Adult Development, social bonds formed in early adulthood strongly predict health and stability after 65. The cause is simple: relationships shape resilience. The effect is delayed. Many people don't feel the loss until retirement, illness, or widowhood strips away daily structure. The elderly couple in this story followed a familiar path: jobs, children, responsibilities, assuming connection would always be there later. Changes start quietly in the 40s. This is when Americans begin downsizing friendships, often unintentionally. Careers peak. Time compresses. Health surveys show that by age 45, the average American has half the close social connections they had at 25. The cause is busyness and fatigue. The effect is subtle emotional thinning. For many couples, especially those without strong extended family ties, social worlds shrink without alarm. Nothing feels urgent yet. That's what makes it dangerous. The shift after 65 is where the damage accelerates, and most people ignore it. Retirement removes daily interaction. Physical limitations reduce mobility. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, over 27% of Americans over 65 live alone, and millions more functionally isolated. The elderly couple had worked all their lives, but one medical bill, one rent increase, one unexpected loss tipped the balance. The cause was cumulative vulnerability. The effect was housing insecurity that crept in slowly, then all at once. This is where the breaking point becomes visible. A freezing night, temperatures below safety thresholds. The National Institute on Aging reports that cold exposure dramatically increases mortality risk for seniors to impaired thermoregulation. Shelters are full. Pride keeps many elders silent. This couple didn't plan to knock on a stranger's door, but survival narrowed their options. The single father himself stretched thin. Raising a child alone faced a moment that science calls a moral stress point, where instinct overrides calculation. He opened the door. The immediate effect seemed small: warmth, soup, a place to sleep. But cause and effect doesn't stop at the surface. Research from Dr. Julian Holt-Lunstad shows that acts of social connection reduce inflammatory markers and improve mental resilience in both giver and receiver. That night triggered a biological and psychological response no one could see yet. The mystery deepened. Why did this moment feel heavier than charity? Days later, the fallout began to unfold not as disaster, but as transformation. The elderly couple's health stabilized. Exposure-related risks faded. But something else changed. Their stories surfaced. Their skills, forgotten by a society obsessed with speed, came into view. The man had once worked in municipal planning. The woman had managed accounts for decades. According to AARP data, over 40% of seniors possess professional skills still in demand, yet remain excluded due to age bias. The cause is systemic neglect. The effect is wasted human capital. For the single father, the impact was unexpected: guidance, networking, emotional grounding, his child gains surrogate grandparents. Studies from the American Psychological Association show that intergenerational bonds improve cognitive outcomes in children and reduce depression in older adults. Within days, opportunities emerge: job referrals, child care support, a community that noticed him for the first time. His life didn't change by luck, it changed by connection. Contrast this with the failed fixes seniors are often told to rely on. Be independent. Don't burden others. Figure it out alone. These messages, rooted in outdated ideals, consistently fail. American health surveys link extreme self-reliance in older age to higher hospitalization and mortality rates. The cause is isolation framed as strength. The effect is silent suffering. The couple had tried these fixes. They didn't work. What worked was breaking the rule. Link this story to today, and the pattern becomes impossible to ignore. Millions of seniors are one crisis away from the same night. Millions of families are one connection away from stability. The science is clear. Social integration is not emotional fluff. It's a measurable health intervention. Across the U.S., communities that foster interdependence show lower senior mortality and better economic resilience. So, what can people over 60 do right now? First, identify one skill or experience you stop sharing and offer it. Purpose delays decline. Second, rebuild connection intentionally. One weekly interaction lowers loneliness-related health risks. Third, accept help early. Data shows earlier support prevents later crisis. Here is the clear warning. Prolonged isolation after 65 increases the risk of early death as much as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. And here's the open thought to hold onto. How many life-changing moments are missed because no one opens the door? If you want to understand why late life connection can reverse decline and how ordinary choices lead to extraordinary outcomes, the next chapter reveals how small acts ripple forward in ways science is only beginning to measure. Subscribe now.